His live rig. Not much has changed in about the last 2 years with it. It's custom audio, electronics, Bradshaw rig. Using a Texas Ranger here, kind of gives us a low mid-range boost. We're not using the fuzz face anymore, but I kind of dig the way it looks, so I just keep it in there. There's also his Korg tuner. There's a Chandler SDE2 digital delay. Then down here we've got a Klon Centaur pedal, an Emma discombobulator, a Boss Octave, which is an OC2 pedal, and we have a Hughes and Kettner Rotosphere. At the bottom of this, we have custom audio electronics, Super Tremolo. We have the 2x4 audio controller, which is opening and closing all the effects loops. Your inputs here, this is to the wah-wah pedal. This is to our secondary drum send. These are to our two amplifier sends off to the side. If you look up behind us here, and this is the foot controller, and we just set it up for whatever patch we want to have going. Today we're using 10, which is to the tuner, and which turns on the Diaz, a Soldano, and a small little amp we've got here. We've got a little small Fender amp, like a Blues Junior, using a Ernie Ball volume pedal and an original Crybaby wah-wah pedal. And that's basically the setup that we use here in the studio. The amps are underneath a baffle here. There's a small Fender amp in here, and we're kind of using that just to feed it towards Warren, but also that's one of the sounds we're getting in the studio. Just a small little Fender amp. That's running off of what would normally be the drum send. And if you want to come back in the other room, we'll look at his other amps. And this is his live black Soldano. This is the main Soldano we use live. We're running this into an isolation box, into a Fender 412 Tone Master cabinet. This is what we normally use live as the dry, overdriven sound. We've cleaned it up a little bit from where we normally run it. It's not quite as dirty sounding. Usually it's more of an overdriven Marshall-y kind of tone, if I can use that term. Here we're keeping it just a little bit cleaner than we would live. It's still running as loud as we ever run it live. And on the other side of this is the Diaz head. We're running that into a Marshall, the usual Marshall 412 cabinet that we use on the road. So this is another situation where we're running a little bit cleaner than we normally run it. We're using a bass cut on it for a few songs. And this one's pumping out into this room. So this is a little bit more open. It's got a reverb built into it. It's a little bit more of an open, livelier sound. The Soldano is a little bit more of a compressed, dirtier sound. And if you look back to your right over here, in this box right here, this is what we've got the Tone Master 412 cabinet in. And we just got it isolated, kind of dries it up a little bit. Trying something a little bit different this time. Normally, we would run both 412s into a big live room. And that would be Warren's rig for this session. And so far, it's been running great. We're having a good time, and the boys are sounding phenomenal.